Virgo, my dear delicious, neat and tidy, lovely, slightly goofy, and good at life person. This is good. This is it. You've done it. Okay, Virgo, you are so good. I feel you. I feel that you've done the thing that you never thought you would do. And it feels to me that you've done lots and lots of tiny, many little things that perhaps you didn't need to do to get that one thing flying. Maybe you have still too many things going on. Maybe you got some debt. Maybe you got people not pleased, but you've done it. Some of you guys are very chronologically advanced. Some of you guys were like, okay, it's time. Launch it. Press the red button. But I feel that some of you, a lot of you guys have done a lot of mingling, shifting, changing, creating, and deliberately almost like off focus, off center creativity to get this one thing off the ground. Or perhaps you've started to become very functional, but it just takes many little tiny things to make things function. That means that the clockwork is going, everything is gone that needed to be gone, and everybody who's not there doesn't need to be there, and everything is okay. You just have to now be very legit and stand by what you've done. So basically, whatever you have done, whatever you created, whether it is for your work, whether it is for pleasure, whether it is that relationship or friendship, or however you've structured your family or something you've done, you have to now stand by it and be good with the fact that it's done. There are many people, maybe for Virgos, that are annoyed with them or that are not understanding their process. I also feel that there's probably one or two people that are just right for you, that are not on the cards or not in the mix, or there are people that are not yet buying what you're selling. And this is it basically. Here you just have to be okay with what you have and move right along. So you've done something, you've launched a few things, maybe you've created a new life fractal, maybe you've made something for yourself, maybe you have decided, maybe you've become more consistent and conservative and you just put everything in the same box. You've structured, you've created, you've clicked, you've made. And now basically the rest is not up to you. The best thing that you can do is, as a kid at a science fair, as a magician, you stand next to what you have and you've got to just basically say, here's what I've done. Here's what I've done. So it could be that you've got a new connection point with your family. Maybe you've got new things that you're trying to do with others. Maybe you've decided on a center or a situation. Maybe you've created a new type of job opportunity. Maybe you've created something. And here is where you have to just make it okay for you to at the same time stand by what you've made, and on the other hand also explore. This is not easy. We're in a very communicative sign. It could be that you've done something and then you look the other way and it all falls to pieces. It's very easy here to get gone with the wind and to run away and to do a few different things that are completely disembedding or destroying what you have. It is very easy to basically walk away from the stove and then forget that the element is on fire. It is very easy here to give in and perhaps not take time with your clients. It is also very easy to circle yourself with the type of people that want to advance you so much more that you forget about everything that you've already got. It is important to stay with what you have and be proud of it, but at the same time also to move on from it and to perhaps seek higher ground or other opportunities. So it is this interesting medium between getting stuck in with what you have and going off where you have not yet been. But the thing I feel is clients, customers, investors, that's all coming to you now. There is a feeling of investment in the air. There is a feeling of giving up what you've held on to, winning the Nobel Prize, finally being qualified and dignified in front of many others, finally showing the finished product to the world, finally establishing you as, in a sense, God, with a certain type of brand or a certain type of logic or a certain type of ability. So you have got something to show us, and it feels to me that you do not need to let it go, but you are only on a certain part of who you are. You're not an entirety here. So it's like what you have is great, but it is not entire. There are still components not quite in place. There are certainties and uncertainties still questioned. There's still a few people speculating about who you are and what you do, and maybe there's a lot of us not really sure about what you present, and that has to be okay. So this is it. So it's very difficult. You may not have it perfect yet. You may not have it perfect yet, or you might not have the perfect people for the job, or you might have missed out a few details or done a few things in a little bit of a non-consequential way. It could have taken you too long a way to get to where you are now, or there could be too much of a process to deliver this product or this particular, I suppose, pinnacle of your life. The thing about Virgo during this time, I feel, is profound truth. Profound truth. Or just 555 when I said that. Profound truth. And profound truth is when you need to not any longer hide what you feel. If you are bothered, if you're troubled, just say that to yourself or to another. If you are feeling like crying, but you're still at your desk working, you have to stop and consider that. If you don't want to go, but you're still going. If you're not sure who that person is, but you're still loving them, you know, still giving to them. If you're not quite sure what you're doing with your life, but you're still pretending that you do, that needs to be shown. And I feel that this will perhaps inevitably cut your process in half and make a much better cycle for your soul, especially if you've got Sun and Virgo. Because you've got to, how can I say, release the need to create and to structure and to be right and to be focused and powerful when you don't really want to know what the heck is going on and you're too upset or too fragile to see your full heart or to feel what you really feel. And one other thing for you guys is that money, the more of it you perhaps have during this time, the more proud you might be. It's not just about money. Jupiter here in Sag is not just about money for you. It's actually about your overall humanness and your timeline here and how it's all feeling and looking to you. It's about being proud of you. It's about being connected, and it's about being like, yeah, I've done good. I've done enough. You know, I've done it. The next sign of you is Libra. It's like, I've done enough. I've done it. I don't need to do anymore, you know? So that's the thing about you, Virgo, during this time, is to connect to the material, to connect to a sense of satisfaction through material perfection, I feel, is not really for you, you know, unless you want to create drama, because the true perfection comes from the inside, and what you've been and what you've done, what you've created out of you, instead of what you've made in this world. So you are the masterpiece, Virgo, not that project, and not anything else outside of who you are. So thank you very much, Virgo. Please have a look. I have a book. I have Polina's Astrological Almanac 2019. This is a nice manual for the year to come. If you celebrate New Year's and stuff and Christmas, it's a great present. It's a great reminder for the year. It's got detailed information about each month. If you're into this kind of thing, it's pretty good. It's much better than last year's. Thank you very much, and I hope that you've had a good time, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot, Virgo. Bye.